Hello, it's That Dude Podcast once again with me, that dude, Tom Byron. And you probably noticed we haven't been around for a while. Well, there's a little thing called life, and it's just been happening. And when I bring my two lovely guests on, we'll go over all that stuff. But right now, I am going to put up a banner. And the response to this banner will indicate whether or not the show goes forward because I enjoy bringing the show to you, but I'm as much of a victim of the current economy as anybody, and I'd ultimately like to have in studio guests and that whole thing and get hooked up into that circuit, whatever it is. But in the meantime, I could really use your help. I'm looking for sponsorships primarily. I have one sponsor. He's wonderful, my friend Jim. But I need others to step it up. So when this show uh, debuts tomorrow on Friday, we're shooting it on Thursday. If my Cash App starts ringing, if my email starts popping, Tom at thatdudepodcast.com with sponsorship inquiries, then I'll know that what we bring to you is worth it. So, that being said, I'm going to bring on my lovely and talented co host, Christy Canyon.
Woo! Christy here.
Hey.
It's not just that, and I know that you were really busy. You had stuff going on, but
Yeah.
Be of podcasting. You could, I mean, they like the consistency, but you know what? Sometimes you're just not going to have it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if people follow my social media, they know that, very close, I consider a family member passed away, Dominic Zaccari.
Right.
And, I've been dealing with that. And you and Ginger had, went on your Mexico vacation. And I want to hear all about that.
It was so beautiful. It was so much fun. It got us thinking, we want to travel every month. Now, can we? No, but do we want to? Yes. Like you realize that because we didn't travel last year. We do for conventions like 6 times a year.
Right.
So we don't have our vacation time. But this year we're like, we have to travel without having to work. And we just drink those. But we'll talk about all that when we bring on your other special guest.
Why don't we just bring her on right now?
Let's do it.
All right. Hello.
Ta-da! Hi, everybody. Hi, Tom. Hi, Christy.
It's Ginger Lynn.
It's Ginger Lynn, and I will apologize, but not really. My hair is soaking wet. It's hot here in Vegas. Actually, it's like 85.
Oh, you're in Vegas.
Cool. I live in Vegas, yes.
Oh, man. You guys had some, a heat wave a couple of weeks ago.
We had over 6 weeks that were triple digits.
It gets hot in Vegas anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys were frying out there.
Yeah. It's been toasty. So I'm a little hot. I'm a little wet. I'm a little sweaty. I'm saying that we do a 3-way right now, the 3 of us.
Hey, this is a family show. We only talk about pure, wholesome topics.
Thank you for having me on. I have to go now.
So,
at this point.
So Ginger, you're our special guest. Let's start with you.
Thank you.
How did you get in the business? What are your interests? What are your hobbies? What's your favorite color?
I got in the business. I was in Hollywood one night, and I was waiting in line to go into a club, and there were like 8 guys in front of me, and I dropped to my knees, and I just started sucking dick.
There you go.
And one of the
guys was probably an agent, right?
Absolutely. I had one of everyone. I had the whole gamut covered. And after I finished sucking dick, I'm full of cum. It's all over my face. And one of the guys said, "You should be a porn star." my name is Jim South. Will you be one of my girls? And he was the only one who didn't come in my mouth. So I said yes, and I became a porn star.
And did he tell you while you were on your knees and looking up at him, did he say, darling, I'm licensed and boned in
Bonded agency by the city and state. We do photographic art modeling, which is legitimate nude modeling. You know, I won an award for playing him in a parody.
No way.
I won best non-sex role. I used to have the trophy, but I sold them all. I sold all my awards to a collector because I'm going like, somebody wants to pay me for these, and you know the fuck, I'm just gonna look at them. Who cares? And I made a Star Wars salute out of my awards case.
See, I'm going to donate mine to a children's charity.
Yeah.
All my porn stuff is going to a children's charity. I'm going to help underprivileged children. All my awards, my photos, my chromes, my movies. I want to give back.
Man, you're going to get this whole show canceled.
Do you not know me, Tommy?
Talking about sucking dick. I mean, come on, man. This is wholesome.
Okay, I will clean it up.
Trying to be wholesome.
Okay, hold on. Let me get back to normal. So my hobbies. I design jewelry. You can go to gingerlynnart.com.
That's very cool.
I've been doing it for about 4 years.
Is that your work in the background?
Yes. This is one of my paintings.
Awesome.
Hold on.
Oh wow.
Oh
wow. It's
her name of all people. Now I swear to God, this piece is about 4 foot high by 3 foot wide. Her name is Jenna.
Wow, that's like Picasso type shit.
I do.
I don't know that much about art. Who are you inspired by? Who's your?
You know, if I had to say, it would be Van Gogh and Picasso.
Have you ever been to the Van Gogh Museum?
I have.
It's a trip,
been to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I've been twice. She froze. Okay, she's back.
It froze for just a second.
You froze for a minute. We had to thaw you out. Now you're thawed out.
Continue. Am I thawed out?
We were talking about Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. So yes, I never thought that I was inspired by anyone until I went to the Van Gogh Museum.
Yeah.
And I found that my technique is abstract and colorful and bright and offbeat. And so I guess Picasso.
Nice.
Van Gogh
I mean, I'd hang this stuff on my walls. I mean, what the hell? It's nice.
Go to gingerlynnart.com. I have hundreds of pieces.
Because I see your Twitter feed and I see you're pushing your jewelry, and I mean that's awesome that you're creative and you can make something like that.
And the nice thing about my jewelry is there's only one piece of each piece made. There are never two pieces alike. Every single one of my main pendants is found from all over the world. I've got things I brought back from South Africa, things from Sturgis, South Dakota, pieces from Japan. So my main pendants are spectacular. And the stones that I surround them with, the chains, are all natural stones and pewter and sterling silver and copper.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at the pictures and it's nice looking stuff, you know.
Thank you.
What the hell?
You definitely got some great main pieces from our trip last month to Mexico.
I got a bunch of main pieces there.
Now, what made you get into that? Was it something you've done, all your life? Is it like
my grandmother taught me to do it when I was a little girl, and the funny thing about it is, February 11th, 1986, I woke up and said, "I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm done with porn." Mm-hmm. And I had just bought a mansion in Beverly Hills. I had no fucking money. I had nothing saved, no way to pay my bills. And I had this big house. I'm 26 years old. I went, holy shit, what am I going to do? Mm-hmm. And so I went down to Burger's Beads in downtown LA. I put $3,000 worth of semi-precious stones on my credit card. and I started designing. I paid my mortgage for 2 years on my home in Beverly Hills by designing jewelry. And
That's
then
great.
I started doing other things and I stopped. And about 3 years during COVID, I was, what am I going to do next? And so I got
Right.
all this stuff out and I found, as I said, pieces that I bought in 1986 in, where is it? South Africa.
Oh,
You know,
right
so
on.
I've got clay pieces from
Mhm.
there. So it's something that I love to do. They're one of a kind, and you get a piece of art from Ginger Lynn.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's kind of a cool little side gig, you know.
No, it's very cool. Very
And
cool.
she brings them to the conventions that we go to with her little, racks that they hang on. And they're just spectacular and they're very eye catching. And I
They're
would say,
statement pieces. I just came from Omaha, Nebraska, and I
Mhm.
sold 19 pieces in 2 days.
Wow. That's yeah, it's definitely you got to have a side gig, especially these days,
Absolutely, you really do. You
because
really do.
there is no point star retirement plan. There's no pension. There's no
What?
royalties.
I
There's
thought I
just
had a pension.
there's just 30 years of a wonderful life. Then okay, you're on your own, kid. The dick don't work no more. We're done with you.
Well, thank God I got into the SAG union in 1986.
I did too.
Um, so yeah, so
What was your movie?
I have my SAG pension plan,
Oh,
which is nice. I've been doing it
see,
for all the
I only did one movie. I did 52 Pickup, the thing with Roy Scheider and
Oh, that's right.
Frankenheimer. I got my SAG card, and yeah, I got a couple of checks here and there in the beginning, but I don't know. I haven't done a legit movie
I've got
since
Young
then.
Guns 2. I've got Vice Academy 1, 2, and 3. I've
Right.
got Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects. I've got 31. I've got American Pie. I've got NYPD Blue. I've got
Oh
Silk
yeah,
Stockings.
American.
I've done more mainstream at this point in my life than I have adult.
Oh, Silk Stockings. That's
Remember that?
Stu Siegel.
Yes.
Wasn't
Yeah.
yeah, he directed Up and Coming with Marilyn Chambers, which was my very first feature movie.
You're kidding.
Yeah, yeah, Small World. And I actually got in touch with him when we had XPW back in the day, early 2000s,
Sure.
because we were trying to get a hold of somebody at the USA Network, and he remembered me. We had a cool conversation and everything. So yeah,
Ginger,
Yes, I'm drinking wine. Fuck you.
hey, it's wine o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Me,
I
No, I was like, okay, I was a little nervous, and I'll tell you why, Tommy.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know this. You were my first on-screen partner ever.
Yeah, I know. I
Do you
know.
remember that?
I'm responsible for you staying in the business.
You really are. If it weren't for you, I
Yeah.
would not have continued because my
Yep.
second scene was with someone else that was not attractive. But when I
Exactly.
saw you, you were so sweet and kind and loving and sexy as fuck with this big dick. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a family show.
Okay.
Never mind.
So look, America, I am responsible for Ginger Lynn. I think that that deserves a cash app or a sponsorship or something. So
Absolutely.
get
I
going. Get
agree.
going.
Okay,
All right.
but see, Ginger, you got lucky. My first scene was with the other one.
Well, I'm sorry.
And somehow I got through it. And then luckily, because I think, Tom, you were like my third or fourth, but then my second, thank God, was with Peter North and you. And I
And
was
me.
okay, I get it now. I think that I had to go through that, like, we don't know if this one's going to last. Let's give her the bottom of the barrel. If she can survive that, she'll be around.
Trial by fire.
Right.
Exactly.
Years and years later, I said to Jim Self, why did you throw me to the wolf? Like, why didn't you, like, not many girls would have stuck around, but I did, thank God. But I did have Ginger and Peter for my second scene. So we were kind of reversed. I had it the first time, you had the second. But if
Yeah.
we get through that, it was beautiful. Besides that, we got through it, and here we are all together.
All these years later.
And you and Tom, 41 years. Because Ginger, you
Oh
got
my God.
3.
Yeah, I started in December of 83. I made my first film in 84. So yeah, this December, it'll be 40 years.
Yeah. I mean, I can't get my mind around the fact that I'm 63 years old.
I know, right?
That
I'm
just,
41.
I mean, no,
and
I'm
I
in my
can't wrap my head
20s.
around
I'm in my 20s, damn it.
it.
I'm 25.
I know. Same here. It is crazy.
My head's there. My body is going, no, you're 41.
Yeah, my doctor says the same thing, you know. I'm taking a
Which is really funny because
handful of pills.
I made my first film 40 years ago, but I'm only 41 years old.
Wow.
We could be whatever we want at this stage.
Exactly.
I identify as 25.
I like that. I've always wondered what I identified at, and I never could find it.
Yeah, you
Except
identify
human.
with whatever age you want to be. That's my thing.
I like that. Then I'm going to go with 35.
35. Yeah, 35 was all right. 25
Well, I was
better.
wise enough to know better, but still dumb enough to do it.
25, I was just
over.
I just wanted to fuck the world. I was just surrounded by beautiful women like you, like Christy, everybody else, and I just it was amazing.
Oh, we lived in the best time of the adult film industry, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Sensual and real sex. People didn't do it for the money because there was no money.
Yeah. I mean, it was, it paid the bills.
Exactly. You know? I mean, it was more than we made doing 9 to 5 jobs.
And if we would have made more money, we just blown it on stupid shit. So.
Oh, I did that too.
Oh, I did too.
I bought a house.
You're out there buying mansions. I'm buying a 280ZX because it looks cool.
Oh, I sold it. After 4 years and went, I'm not.
Was that
I'm not as big as I think I am?
I went to your house one time. But I think it was in the valley.
It was.
Okay. So this was a different mansion.
I was a different mansion, yes.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. And it was gorgeous.
Oh, no, it's very nice.
Yeah, no. But that's the thing. When we were in it, it was the whole world was just so different too. Like everything now is just so. Can you imagine now if we got in the business with thousands of talent? We had a couple dozen back in the day.
Yeah. And the whole woke thing, I would be canceled in like 30 seconds. I'm so un-PC. I speak what's on my mind. I'm honest.
Oh yeah.
And that's just who I am.
Ginger, you were on that upper echelon though. You were box cover. I mean you were the top of the fucking heap. I mean, come on.
Tommy, I was so lucky because I don't have anything special. I don't have a golden pussy. The only thing special that I had is I love what I do.
Yeah, the camera, it's like you were very photogenic. You know, when I saw your like pictures when Jim showed, I mean, they were even like fucking corduroys. I'm going, I want her. Me want fuck. Me want fuck her.
And you did, baby, many times.
We used to hang out in Jim Sal's office like sharks, just going like, "Who's the new girl?
Who's the new girl?" I did the same thing, looking for the new girl.
Like, put me on Mike Carpenter's list. Put me with her.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Jim would put together Mike Carpenter's list, you know.
Yes.
And I think he had. Well, him and they went over who was in the scenes or whatever. But I think Jim had autonomy just to cast the scenes. So I think, So it was like, I think we have Jim's house to thank for our pairing.
I love.
I'm pretty sure I was in the office and said, I want to work with her. for my
Thank you
carpenter.
so much. You made my fucking career. I wouldn't be here without you, Tommy.
I do what I do. I think we lost Christy. Christy's invisible now.
Oh, she's invisible. Hi,
Yeah.
Christy. She looks better before than when she's invisible because she's so pretty. She's so pretty. But as far as you were asking earlier, what I'm doing with my life, the coolest thing I'm doing right now is I am 1.5 chapters away from finishing my book.
Right
I have
on.
over 200 stories. It's honest, it's real, it's not just about porn. My life has covered so many areas I've just been blessed. And I'm not religious, but I use that word because I've had an amazing, fabulous life.
Oh, hell yeah. We both have.
I've got 5 films in the bank. I've got 3 right now. There's a film I have called Beyond the Walls of Sleep, which is amazing. I have Babezilla, which is out right now. I play Momzilla.
Is that Jim Wynorski?
No, I haven't worked for Jim in a long time.
Yeah, no, we're like Facebook friends or whatever. But yeah, he posts a lot. His posts pop up a lot on my feed.
Yeah, I see him come up. I do mainly horror films and comedy.
Right
I just finished a film called Grind, and I play a woman that is very unlikable, who is sprayed with this magic, horrible stuff, and I turn into this creature. And I've done physical comedy. I've done physical porn. I've done physical comedy, but never transforming into a monster. Tommy,
that's pretty
it was
cool.
one of the funnest things I've ever did.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The cracks and it's so good. And you're going to hate me.
Cool. I'll have to get it. Yeah, you know what? Now that I got all my dental work done, and I should do some acting. What do you think?
You were always good, Tommy. You really should.
Yeah, hook me up with an agent. Are there any agents in Vegas?
You know what? I have my agents in LA. I've had them for 36 years.
Oh shit.
They love me, and most of my work. Oh, booty tap.
My pussy. Yeah,
who's your pussy?
This is Ninja.
I had a call.
Ninja.
Oh. What did I miss? Let's just rewind. Kidding.
I was talking about you having the most beautiful pussy in the entire film industry ever.
Yeah, and
Tommy and I are outbidding each other who gets to eat it next.
Okay, start the bid low. It's worth about $1.50 these days.
I've gotten it for free before, baby.
All right, enough of this disgusting sex talk.
I give Ginger the money. I'm like, please, I'm begging you. I can't get. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God, sorry. That was one of the SP calls, Ginger. Otherwise, I'd never leave you high and dry.
I knew that's what it was, baby. I get it.
We're multitasking all the time. We're still on our game for a couple broads, as Seiko would call it.
I love the word broads. And you know who I used to call a broad?
Who?
And I thought, I'll never be a broad. I am one now. My favorite broad of all time, Seika.
Oh yeah.
You think of the word broad.
I never worked with her, but you remember when IVD used to have their warehouse shows?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I met her at one of those outings, like a 3-day thing. And yeah, she's a broad.
She is.
She's funny as hell, man. Yeah. I never worked with her though.
Ginger and I signed with her this year in Vegas in January at the AVN show, and she's still abroad, and she owns it, and she's amazing.
I love her.
I do too. She's a no nonsense. Like some guy was trying to take a picture of her for free.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
Nope.
There were a couple of guys that tried to schmooze on her, and she's like,
no. Yeah, I love that about her.
She's great.
I never worked with her in a film, but I did a photo layout that Suze Randall shot with me and Seika. And this was when you shot nude layouts, there was no actual interaction. There was no touching of the private parts. So I had my head laid on the side of Seika's thigh, and Suze was reloading the camera, and Seika's pussy was right there. And I just went, and I would stick my tongue out. She never moved. She never looked down. So I go a little bit more aggressively, and she just kind of laid there and took it like a broad.
Yeah, I mean, when you're posing intimately, whether it's softcore or hardcore, there is, at least with me, I don't know, very often turned into more than softcore, just because what the hell, we're naked, we like each other, we're horny, why the fuck not?
Exactly. Yeah, if they had filmed and photographed what really happened during our softcore shoots, they would have made so much more money.
I don't even did we ever do a softcore? We did a softcore movie, and I don't think we did softcore. Remember, for Carlos?
No, I would never be naked with you and not have you inside.
I know. So, Carlos Tobalina, I think I played a priest or something, and we shot in his theater, the Mayan theater. Yeah.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
It was 35 years ago. I mean, the fuck.
Yeah, but I remember the theater and the brick walls and all the little stairways and the theater.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that, Tommy.
Yeah, that was great. I love Carlos. I did a bunch of
I did too. Wow, what a great! I need to put that in my book. I totally forgot.
What year was that? Because that name doesn't ring a bell.
I don't think it ever got released.
85, 80. It had to be 85.
Yeah, like 85-ish. Yeah, okay. 86, something like that.
The only two people from like 84, 85, because then I took 4 years off, came back and picked you, Tom, for my comeback scene in Hot City. The only two softcore video shooters that I remember from that mid-80s was Suze Randall. She used to shoot softcore stuff, and Bob Veazey.
Bob Veazey, yeah, Bob Veazey.
Yes.
Me and Tracy shot with Bob Veazey, and he kept getting pissed off because we were like doing it for real, and she.
Oh yeah.
He had to. He got all snippy about it, but what are you gonna do?
Got snippy about everything.
He did.
He was a little snippety guy.
Little bit. Yeah, he had talent. He was a good photographer.
Very talented, but such a slight frame. He was very tiny. He reminded me of a weasel. He was just a little weaselly guy. Is that bad that I say that?
His hair.
I don't know.
Except for his hair.
he had a studio in North Hills, like that we shot at a lot in the early, probably even before your time, Ginger.
I shot for him.
Bob Veazey's studio was on near the Holiday Inn, right off Roscoe and Orion Street.
I shot. It was me, Hypatia Lee, and who is the guy that looked like Burt Reynolds? But before that, he looked
Sasha Gabor. Yeah,
Sasha Gabor, and it was a three-way photo shoot. And it was sexy, and we shot. We had this great time, and we went to get paid. And I was making $175 for that day, and Hypatia made $350, and I was fucking pissed. I'm like, I'm not signing that release. I'm not doing that. My pussy's as pretty as hers is. I sucked his dick. She didn't.
Did you?
You know what?
I didn't get a penny more. No.
But you know what? $175 went a lot further back then than it does now.
It did. It really did.
And I had a beautiful brand new apartment with a loft and a deck for like $650 in the mid 80s. And now, that same apartment would probably go for, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000. Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever come to my apartment in Westwood with
I
the
don't-
pit. Oh, you missed the
Oh, wait,
best
whoa,
part
whoa,
of
whoa!
the
I think
40s.
I did. Wait,
After we would film, I would bring as many people as I could back to my
yeah.
apartment. I had a sunken in living room, and we would do
And
cocaine and fuck for days.
don't
Can I say
I
that?
know I definitely I definitely went. I went to your house in the valley where we did cocaine.
Okay,
But
that makes
the
sense too.
pit with the cocaine, I don't remember the pit with the cocaine, but it could be because I was on cocaine in the pit.
I remember you being there at least once or twice.
Okay, then I probably was.
Yeah, because I remember sucking your dick, and somebody else brought their dick up to put in my mouth.
Did it get
And
hard?
you said
It
no.
probably didn't
You're
go.
like,
It probably didn't get hard because I was on cocaine.
And
That was one thing about cocaine. It sucked that you get
cocaine cock.
horny
Yeah.
as fuck, but the dick don't want to cooperate. I hate that about it.
Yeah.
And the fact that you just want to do more and more and more. And it's like, ugh.
The only man that I've ever met that got as hard on coke and could fuck like a fucking porn star was Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Charlie could do an ounce of blow.
There are
fuck.
guys like that. Yeah, I never got it.
Yeah.
I never got that. I could never
Nope.
perform on coke. That's why it's like I stayed away from it.
Yeah, he was the only one.
Set. I could never do it.
I did it on set a couple times, and it was a bad move. Just a bad move.
My first movie with Stu Siegel, the Marilyn Chambers movie. The other guy that was in the scene was doing blow all day. I knew that because we were rooming together.
Right.
He was blowing lines and looking out the window, thinking, looking for cops and whatnot. And then he got, of course, so. But this was like my third movie, so I wasn't, in tune yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I ended up being the stronger person in the scene because compared to the guy that had coke dick.
Right.
I don't know about you guys.
I triumphed.
I look back on that mid 80s. There was only one director that allowed it on, like I ever did it. Most directors, from my memory, didn't even want that on the set.
No.
You're already doing something illegal. You get caught. You don't want to get caught for that as well. Roy Karch was the only director that was like, want some?
Everybody I remember. Yeah. I think there was a bit of coke going around the crew on the, the Susie.
Many times. But the only director that ever gave me coke was Ron Sullivan, and he had wanted me to do something. I was filming in New York, and I'm from Rockford, Illinois. It was my first time in New York, and it's a whole different animal. It's seedy, it's dirty, it's not fresh and clean in LA. And Ron Sullivan wanted me to do something that I had said I would never do. And the next thing I know is I'm standing against this brick wall, and Ron's got a Coke spoon, and he's just putting it up my nose. He's just refilling it. And I fucked Ron Jeremy again. What was I thinking? But Coke,
Coke, man.
Makes you do dumb things.
It absolutely does,
Yeah, those days are long gone. I'm over 20 years without any drugs. I smoke pot.
Yeah, I don't even really smoke pot anymore. I use cannabis syrup and I put it in a smoothie, and it's
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, and also my sponsor has gummies. GreenGenieNY.com. GreenGenieNY.com. Go buy some gummies from my sponsor, GreenGenieNY.com.
You are so funny.
GreenGenieNY.com, right?
Yeah.
Green Genie. Yeah. Okay, I will check. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and it gets you really fun.
Some cookies that Ginger likes to eat.
What, honey?
So do those cookies that you love.
I love weed cookies. They're my favorites.
Do you make your own, or do you get them from a?
No, a friend of Christy's makes them for me.
Right on. I've cooked with like the butter, but I've never gotten like chemically technical about it.
I should look into it. The thing is, it just seems like it takes so much weed to make cookies that it's easier just to smoke it.
Right,
No,
right.
not that much. You'd be surprised if
You
it's
have a
really good
recipe?
weed. Huh? Well, I have a butter machine where you put a little bit of weed in this little thing like a coffee thing, maybe a quarter ounce, whatever, and then you sift butter through it, and it comes out the bottom.
Oh, and so I can make toast with weed butter.
Oh yeah,
You have corn on the cob with weed butter.
yeah. But you know what?
Oh, I've got a half ounce in the garage.
Oh, you can totally do it. Yeah.
Send me a recipe. Tell me how. Do you have a recipe,
I don't have.
or do I need this little device?
It's not a recipe. It's a procedure.
Okay, so I need a device.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
or no, you could do it with what do you call it? Cheese paper with the
cheesecloth.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and strain it through there. You know what I mean?
I'm going to do
The
a
thing
Google
is,
search.
yeah, you got to heat it up to release the carbo whatever. Like I don't know the technical terms. Carbo.
Well, I think the best way that I'm going to do it is I'll do a bong, then a Google search.
There you go.
Honey, so Tom, here's what I'm listening to you guys. Don't have a lot, because I don't do pot. I drink wine. I have Nicorette lozenges. But I'm listening to you guys and I'm thinking, the minute Ginger says, I love sucking dick, you're like, oh, it's a family show. And you can give out pot recipes, right?
Hey, look, man. Don't get me started on my libertarian rant about marijuana and hemp.
I love that though. It's so interesting how what's accepted and what you can and can't talk about without YouTube or whoever beeping out.
Yeah.
I know. Somebody was telling me that you had to change certain words because it would get flagged in the algorithm. Like porn, they call it corn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did I mess up your show?
Fuck no.
Editing. Like my girlfriend that we've done her podcast. When somebody says a bad word, you hear beep, beep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I hate beeps. I don't want beeps.
I do too. Oh my goodness.
This is a beep free zone.
I'm very happy to hear that because I'm not a good I'm a very good beeper. I need to be beeped a lot.
Unless you're in Lebanon. Then you don't want to be.
I have a potty mouth. I don't think I'm allowed in Lebanon.
Did anybody get that one?
I got it. Yeah.
I kind of did.
It's very scary.
Yeah,
I haven't been.
Yeah, I wake up every day and I'm like, oh my God, do I want to watch the news today?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I do it for like a half an hour every day. I do my little YouTube. I'm like,
well, you just want to make sure that, like you don't want to miss on 9/11. Like I totally missed 9/11 because I was sleeping because, I lived on the West Coast. So by the time I woke up and figured out what was happening, it had already happened.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, 9/11 will always stand out in my mind for many reasons. Obviously, the most obvious reason, the catastrophe, it was just horrific. But 9/11 was the day I had cancer, and I was having a full hysterectomy that morning, and so I was up at 5:30 in the morning. I turned on the TV and I watched it happen.
Wow.
Then I went to the hospital, and my surgery was postponed for like 9 hours.
Right.
It was in this little room with the TV with my dad, just watching the things unfold. So 9/11 was a day that was horrible for all of us, all over the world, not just America. But then I have an extra little bonus memory of something that saved my life. So it has a special meaning to me.
Wow.
I'm surprised that with all that going on, they even did your surgery that day.
Like I said, when I got there, they just put me in a room and it was 9 hours. There was no communication. Had I not been with my dad, I would have been into hysterics.
Oh man.
But I'm cancer free. I'm healthy. I'm all good for
fuck cancer.
Over 20 years now.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
And feisty as ever.
I I don't want to say how I learned about 9/11.
What?
I was taking a crap, and my phone machine went off. You remember the answering machines?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and this was also before cell phones. You know, you didn't have your phone while you was taking a crap.
Right.
So I hear my phone go off, and you know my answering machine goes off, and it was Craig, my cameraman, and he said, "Yeah, I haven't heard back from blah blah blah. I don't know if we're shooting today. I don't know if you know, but they like crashed planes into the World Trade Center and in Washington at the Pentagon. So I don't know if we're shooting today. And you know, I'm doing this while I'm taking a crap, and I'm trying to finish so I could turn the TV on. And as soon as I turned the TV on, it was Fox News, and it showed the towers had already collapsed.
Collapse.
And I was just like, what the fuck? And at the time, I was living in the same house in Porter Ranch with Rob Black and
Right.
his then girlfriend, and so I had to go down and tell them because they were still asleep.
Yeah.
So
it was
it was very very bizarre, but yeah, I remember everything about that day. But
How's Rob Black doing? Has he done your show? Like I know you guys are
no,
and
not yet.
Don't know. Rob
I mean,
a big figure in the 90s. He was a great director, very extreme. I think it was called Extreme. He was a great guy. So I just like to fill in people that maybe are new to the business. Rob Black was a director in the 90s, very ahead of his time. I'll say that. How's he doing though?
He's doing good. I mean, he's just lost his dad, which is
I'm
sucks.
so sorry.
Yeah, but you know what? He was almost 87. He had Parkinson's dementia, so he was really not the best condition. So it's like, and in those situations, almost like, it's a relief. But yeah, he was a great guy.
Is Rob still into the wrestling? Because I went out with a friend Saturday night, and my friend is friends with Jasmine St. Clair, and he said, "Yeah, Jasmine St. Clair got back into wrestling. She got her start with Rob Black in the late 90s, and
late 90s.
She's doing it again. I mean, good for her."
Rob's still doing the XPW thing. They're not doing. They were doing shows like every month, like a year ago, but there's not a great return on investment,
right?
And it's kind of like he's got so much going on with his dad, with his mom. He's got 2 kids now,
right?
2 little boys, a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old, and a wife, and it's like he has to navigate all these things. So he's cut down on the show. I do. Yeah. And so I do all the editing and stuff, for XPW and for Boxing Insider. Those are my 2 clients. But yeah, that's what do you do?
Can I ask you a question that I've always had this? I have this thought, this feeling. I don't think Rob likes me.
Why? Because he said the shit on the podcast?
Oh, I missed that.
No, he said some shit on a podcast because he doing his podcast back in the day, maybe even today, because he's still doing a podcast, but most of it's about wrestling and politics and stuff.
Right.
It's like this therapy that he had, and when he gets back into a stressful situation, which is the business collapsing, him having just gotten out of prison, not feeling a lot of support for the industry, he kind of like lashed out at everybody and anybody in the industry.
Oh,
it was sort of like
imagination.
No, yeah, it's not your imagination, but it's also not personal because at the time he was going through a lot of stuff. No excuse. There's no excuse for it. I don't make excuses for him, but that's just what it was.
Yeah, no, that's who he is. So my memory serves correct.
Yes,
and I don't like him either.
Yeah, but
and that's your
and I don't even know him. I just know he was mean to me.
Yeah.
Actually, Ginger, he did go through a very dark, angry period.
Yeah.
But We had him on our Playboy radio show.
You did?
Yes, when we had the little broom closet.
I remember that.
That
And
was in Burbank, right?
Yeah. No.
No.
It was off
Was
the
that-
5. It was at 3030 Andretta off the 5 South.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fletcher, you turned left. It was not, we moved to Burbank. That's why we had the little room, because we were in between studios. And I remember Rob came on and he had changed again. And he had that sweetness about him.
Mhm.
You and him got along beautifully. You really did. Yeah. When
I
he
must
Yeah.
have been drunk.
But no, I think that was before he started the podcast.
That may
kinda-
be.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And it was before a lot of stuff. Because if we were on any kind of radio show, or whatever, we were promoting something. We had something to promote. When he went on his podcast rant, and he had nothing to promote, it was purely things just coming out of his mind that he had to get out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, he thought the best way to exercise his mental demons was to lash out at it. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not making excuses for it.
Yeah.
But
no.
that it is what it is.
But
I
I
don't do things however we need to. What was that, Christy?
I loved it when, because I was right there with you when Tom said, "Oh, don't take it personally." No, he wrote horrible, mean things about some of us. I don't remember if he did about you and me, but I remember thinking, "Wow!" And you do take it personally.
Yeah.
You know what? I have.
But you
bad news.
can't
I
get-
went to prison. I spent 4 months and 17 days in federal prison because I refused to testify on Tracy Lord's behalf against 67 producers. And all of them, with the exception of 2, testified against me because they were told they would be the next target. Did I go off and go, fuck everybody? No, I didn't. I went, you know, you guys have to deal with your shit in your own way. I'm not going to lower myself to that place. And
No,
Rob
I
did
get
lower
it.
himself. And I had just as shitty as fucked up things as he did. So shame on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you know what? It costs more money probably to fight those charges. I remember you told me, and it was insane. And the funny thing is that what Rob Black and Max Hardcore got in trouble for in the late 90s, they were just ahead of their time. You could do all of that now on the internet.
Exactly.
And no one's coming after
So it was fucked up.
It was because that's when they had the sting operations and the fake storefronts, like in Tallahassee, Florida. We want to order 20,000 copies of this, and it was just it
A
was
setup.
Yeah.
exactly. Now
You can get away with anything. I remember when I did the Taboo series, and I was only in Taboo 4, but then it was like banned, and it was done, and you couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't.
You got the
Knocked
same
out.
ringer on your phone I do. I was like,
Yeah.
looking for my phone, like, who the fuck's calling me?
it was so different. That's when they actually cared about busting people. I don't think they do anymore. I just think the government is finally like, oh, forget it, because nothing ever stuck. The difference now is, Tom, and you don't know because you're not really into it, like, you know, when you were obviously in the day. Now the government doesn't really care.
Excuse me for 1 second.
Okay.
You have to do. Now what comes after us are the companies. Banks will shut your accounts down.
Yeah.
You know, so now the government lays off of you, but now you have to deal with corporations kicking you out because of what you do. So
Sorry
it's
about that.
No worries.
I just don't think. Hi, honey.
Hi, baby.
She's back.
But the difference now is government at this point, they don't really care. Now you got companies coming after you and shutting you down.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I still haven't figured out how to monetize my presence on social media. I mean, I went on Loyal Fans a couple of times just to, you know, and I didn't get any action. You know, I think as a guy, it's a lot harder, especially if you're not gonna whip your old 63-year-old dick out and fucking jerk it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
That's what they want to see.
Definitely tougher for guys to make money that don't cater to maybe, you know, their guy fan base.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm trying to get in the. Is there an agency or something that like books autograph shows and stuff like that? Because I
Not
like to get.
There are a bunch of agents out there, and they are, in my opinion, the scum of the earth.
Well, yeah,
Agents that book conventions are just really shitty people. And the only reason that I still do well is because I have so many connections after doing them for the last 20 years.
right.
But I don't have an agent that I'm working with right now. I get people that call me.
Okay. Well, if anyone
Another
wanna
thing
see
too,
Tom Byron, give my info.
I will do that, baby.
just to let you know, Ginger and I are signing at AVN this coming January,
Yes, we
Right.
are.
which I'm sure we're signing for a guy named James Bartolet. Inside the Industry is his booth.
Yeah, yeah, I know, Jim.
Love to have you. The thing is, you have to pay your own way and you have to pay for your own lodging.
Yeah.
So that's
unless you're gonna have-
why people should go to the little thing scrolling down on the bottom.
Venmo.
I see it right there. Venmo at Tom Byron, Cash
Send-
App, $ Tommy B4461.
Send travel money.
Do a
I'll
GoFundMe.
go to Vegas. You know what? I've always like resisted doing GoFundMe because what if nobody gives a shit? You know what I mean?
I know.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
it would
like
be
you set a
embarrassing.
goal and all of a sudden you get like $5. You know,
Right.
You know what?
I don't have anything like pressing enough really to do the
No.
GoFundMe. I don't have anything like really physically other than just getting old.
Right.
You know, so
No.
Oh, you've got stories and history, and
nobody's
got-
gonna GoFund me that. I don't think
I
you can
know.
GoFund me for that. GoFund me and I'll tell you stories. I don't know.
Wait. Speaking of stories, Tom,
I like that idea.
what's going on with your book? Speaking of stories.
It's gonna come out when Mike Sager's done writing about it. It's a book about me written by Mike Sager, so he has to finish it. I'm collaborating on the book, but it's not a book written by me, ghost written by Mike Sager. That's why it's taking so long. Because I want the book to be because he's from the very much Hunter S. Thompson vein, where he kind of entrenches himself with the subject and learns about them and so it's been a 5-year process. He's come out here, I've met with him in LA and blah blah blah. Did we freeze up?
You did.
Oh geez.
You're frozen.
Not Ginger and I. We're still
good. You're
okay.
frozen.
Let me see.
Wait, I can hear you, but you're not moving.
Okay. No. Let me see what. Oh, my computer just fucking. Okay. Oh, jeez.
Come here. I want to show you my buddy. Come here. Turn around. Oh, where'd you go? Come here,
camera shy.
Oh, he's camera shy. He's turning his back to the camera. I have a 151-pound Rottweiler who just jumped up on the bed with me.
Okay.
And I know you're frozen up, Tommy. I have got to run.
I know you've got to run. Yeah, my computer is a fucking piece of shit. I mean, it's just so loaded with stuff. It's not that old, but it is what it is. So we'll just we'll call it a wrap, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. Love you both. Bye.
Love you
Peace
guys.
out.
Bye.
Ah, Jesus. Ain't that just lovely? All right. Well, that's it. Thin Money, if you want a bunch of cool episodes of That Dude Podcast to continue, just hit the Venmo. Hit the Cash App. Sponsor my ass. Let's go. Let's go. Peace out, Rabbit.